We started this podcast so we could learn a few things. Here are the things I've learned from watching Nicholas Sparks movies. Don't go boating. Watch out for mudslides. Don't be Kevin Connolly. Don't ride Ferris wheels. Get a solid 8 hours of sleep every night to avoid getting Alzheimer's. If you're unable to be smooth and charismatic, just be a psychopath. The better the seafood bake, the less people are going to be in your town by the end of the year. Carpentry might just be the gateway to love. And there is no evil scarier than the swan. Welcome to You've Got Mails.
And that, CJ, is why I don't get on boats and I don't read Nicholas Sparks novels. Welcome to You've Got Mails, everybody.
Does Nicholas Sparks have something against men?
He's certainly got an M.O.
Yeah. I had to look this up. I was like, boy, this feels like another Nicholas Sparks movie.
This is our third one. So we've done the Notebook. We've done Nights in Rodanthe.
Killed Kevin Connolly. Then he killed Richard Gere.
I killed Richard Gere. And, let's not spoil anything. Let's get to the murder. I'm Jason. I'm here with CJ. And on today's episode of You've Got Mails, we'll be discussing 1999's Message in a Bottle.
I looked up Richard Sparks. He has so many movies.
Oh, he definitely has more movies.
I'm going to have to cross-reference this list to see if there's more on here, but I really hope there isn't.
I think that one came out recently.
Oh, man.
But no, he definitely, the guy's got a whole empire going on. He writes the books, they make the movies. This guy's got to be just rolling in fucking dough.
I'm glad that we watched this movie, though. I shouldn't get too negative right off because, I feel like we've had it easy the last month or so. We've had some good movies. And this podcast wasn't always about just watching good movies. We were also supposed to watch some bad ones.
So what I'm hearing is that you think this is a bad movie.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. I'm not hiding it anymore, man.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about what makes this a bad movie.
This was not the Postman. This was not Waterworld.
Did you... Those are terrible movies.
This wasn't even Bodyguard. Was that Kevin Costner?
That was Kevin Costner,
okay,
absolutely.
Yeah, this wasn't even The Bodyguard.
Did you know anything about this movie before, when I wrote it? Had you heard of it? Anything about it?
No, not at all. I assumed there was a message in a bottle.
There is. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I mean, I think I kind of thought maybe I knew it was Kevin Costner. This movie was, pretty much universally panned by critics.
Good.
But did really well in the theaters. Made a decent chunk of money. It was considered a hit. And if you look at, the Rotten Tomatoes score, it's got, a 30... critic score, but a 70 to 80-something audience score.
Huh.
So
normally I go with the audience score because I think, these are people like me, not critics.
Yeah.
But they're wrong. It's easy to say it.
Just not hiding it. But this movie starts out, not only does this guy love killing fucking men, he loves the Outer Banks.
Yeah, he really does.
And boats and water. Jesus. This movie starts out with the credits, and it's a sweeping shot over the ocean, much like Nights in Rodanthe, where you do the big drone. There wasn't a drone then, but there was actually some guy in a helicopter probably flying over the ocean. We get the credits over this big sweeping ocean view. And then we cut to inside of a plane, a small child touching a plane window. And it's a mother and her son. We meet the mother, and this is Teresa, played by Robin Wright.
Yes.
First
time I've really ever seen her in a movie. I'm sure I've seen her in other things, but first time I ever really learned her name.
God, I think, and I don't want to be wrong here, was she not in a movie that we've done already?
Oh, boy.
What was the movie with Eric Stoltz where he had the cool punk rock friend that was a girl? Who was that?
Was that
That's Penelope. No, who was that? I swear, she's been in something that we did already.
She was in... I'm not seeing any of these.
Okay,
Moneyball?
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember. I could sit here and Google for 10 minutes, but I won't do that. But we meet Robin Wright, and she plays Teresa. She's a single mother of a son named Jason. Solid name. And
I dug it.
They are meeting her ex-husband and his hot young trophy wife and their baby.
I got it right here. First line. Daddy picked up a youngin'.
He did.
He did. Before he went and picked up his youngin', he went and got another youngin'.
Yeah, so they're dropping Jason off to go off with Dad.
You were thinking of Mary Stuart Masterson.
Oh, well, all right.
Who's another just kind of token blonde lady that does these movies.
Okay. But she's dropping her son off. They're going on some kind of vacation with them. And then she is going to the Cape. She tells him she's going to stay at like a bed and breakfast that she goes to pretty often.
Yeah, you ever been on vacations with little kids? You need a new fucking vacation almost immediately afterwards.
I don't think she was on vacation with that kid. I think she was dropping him off so the kid could go on vacation with the dad, and then she was going elsewhere.
Hell, just go on a plane with a kid, you're going to need a vacation afterwards.
Yeah, well, that's fair. But you can tell there's kind of like it was a weird divorce situation just based on the younger wife, and like they have a baby now, and it's kind of awkward when they're doing the exchange. But she goes to the bed and breakfast, and we see the bed and breakfast owner is this lady, and you can tell that she's trying to set her up with other guests, and it seems like this is an ongoing thing because she visits there often, and she says, "Oh, this guy over here at this table, he does such and such a career, and he's single, he's recently divorced," and Teresa's like, "Oh no," and she's like, "You know what they say about tall, lanky men." And she goes, "They've got big feet."
Yes.
This old lady's a pervert.
Yes.
Dirty pervert. We never see her again.
Some folks are just like that. You ever meet the person that's like, I'm going to set everybody up?
I've seen them in every movie we reviewed, it feels like, anymore. Like, there's always that one character that's trying to set the other person up. And, it's either a mom or a friend.
I dig as a concept, but I'd rather just be the person that's like, you and you should be inside of each other. I like the person that just sets up the sex thing. It's like, in the morning, you guys should just leave.
I wish somebody would set me up with someone. Dating is hard. Like, you need someone to help you. Where's the guiding hand at?
I actually don't even know. It's been so long since I've done that.
That's fair. But instead of hooking up with Mr. Tall, Lanky, Big Feet, she goes for a jog. And she's running along the beach. And what does she find, CJ?
A message in a bottle.
Goddamn right.
This movie really doesn't waste a lot of time.
No, they get.
I'll give it that. For a 2-hour movie, they were like, we got a lot of fucking story to tell.
They get right to the message and the bottle, and she opens it up and it's got a little note inside, and she starts to read it in her voice. We get a little, like, voiceover sort of situation.
This brings up one of my fears. So I have many fears about being on the beach. Jellyfish.
Okay.
When something just brushes my leg when I'm in the ocean. Sunburn is a fucking constant fear in my life. Yeah. But another one is, like, you see people digging holes and shit. Like, she pulls this out. She just leaves this hole. I'd be the guy walking in the background that breaks his ankle in this hole. Random beach holes are a legitimate fear of mine.
Gotta watch.
Sea turtle comes out, doesn't kick the sand back in there, and I break my ankle.
Gotta watch your step. I mean, she was jogging on the beach. She could have... right down, just taken out by a hole.
This is America, man. A broken ankle could lead to you being homeless real quick.
But she reads the note, and it starts out, "Dear Catherine, I'm lost," and it's this big long letter about how this guy lost his wife and he misses her and how he's coping with it. He says that he's on a journey for peace. He's trying to get better, and he is. He talks about how he's been restoring boats, and the work is helping him take his mind off of things, but he misses her. And she reads all this, and then she goes back to her normal life in Chicago, where she works for the Chicago Tribune.
For Hagrid.
You knew that was Hagrid, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I saw him, I was like, that looks like that's Hagrid.
Yeah, Robbie Coltrane is the actor, and he's her boss at the paper, and she's reading all her coworkers this note.
Splooshes all around.
Everyone, oh my God. I mean, whoever wrote this is a
fucking poet.
Yes. Her boss comes up. He kind of hints around at the fact that he wishes she would write again. She used to write, and now she doesn't write. She just works in research. So
her divorce took a lot out of her.
Yes. Yeah. She does research for the paper now. And she kind of refuses to write. She gets the paper the next day and sees that Robbie Coltrane character Charlie, her boss, has taken it upon himself to write an article. Not even write an article, just he published the letter, and with a heading that just said, one of my coworkers found this letter. What do you think? And she's pissed off about it.
Man, the news used to be so awesome in the 90s.
Right? There used to be newspapers in the 90s, CJ.
You remember when it was like, before it's just like, Libya's on fire now? Like, that's what happens when you open the paper.
Yeah, here's a cute special interest story. But she's a little upset that he took this and published it, because she says, like, this is someone's life, their feelings, and this wasn't meant for public consumption. So she's a little upset about it. Then her other coworker comes in with just a box of letters, and she alludes to the fact that there's a lot more. There's like 3 boxes of letters. And she says these are all from people that read the letter, and they, we have to go through all of them because Charlie wants us to pick out all the good ones and publish them. He wants us to milk this thing for everything it's worth.
Yeah, it was an exciting article.
Yeah, it got a lot of attention.
The 90s were fucking boring, in those ways.
Yeah,
in the good ways.
So as they're going through all this, I guess fan mail you would call it, they find a letter from someone who found another message in a bottle from the same person. And they included the letter. So she sees, same stationery. It's typed out. Dear Catherine.
Mm-hmm. Are we going to just gloss over some of the office dynamics here?
Tell me. I don't. What
I mean, it seemed a little like the boss, Hagrid. He seems like an alright guy.
Yeah.
But he also very often barks at the female coworkers.
That does happen in the first scene. Yeah,
No, he does it throughout the entire movie.
Oh,
like every time, especially when her one coworker with the brown hair walks by, it's a lot of like,
oh,
and it was a little off-putting, but also like there's just some weird sexual harassment stuff going on in this office. Like when the mailboy is helping her carry the stuff up to carry all these letters up, and as soon as he turns around, she's like, "Nice ass."
Yeah.
Nobody ever does that to me, but
it was the 90s. It was a different time. In the 90s, you could get away with this sort of stuff.
Yeah, like there's
not anymore.
Almost every scene that they show in this office, there's a little fringy stuff there that wouldn't fly nowadays.
But they get this other letter. They figure out, it's from the same person. So now she is trying to, as a researcher, she is digging in to find out who wrote this. So she is going as far as she's got someone that can look at the typeface and know what kind of typewriter it came from.
This montage got me.
Yeah, I like this.
Like research montage. Oh, right.
Yeah, I like this. From this guy, she finds out that what kind of typewriter it was, and the fact that it's been rekeyed in the last 2 years. So they know this is someone that's still alive, still around. This is a new letter.
I love the guy that's like explaining this. They're in the basement of the newspaper place. This guy never sees a daylight. He's like, this one's been rekeyed. You can tell that's normally a Russian style, but they do it in this one spot in the East Coast.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, that's great. Thank you. And they go to leave and he's like, please be my friend. He's like, please don't fucking leave me down here. They shut the lights off when you're not here.
But she does the typewriter research. She's actually sending the cork from the bottle out to like find out like maybe what kind of wine it came from or where this cork came from. She's researching the glass bottle by like the print on it, like from where it was made.
Apparently the Chicago Tribune just got infinite money.
Yeah. Then they get another letter sent to them that was apparently hanging on like a restaurant wall. Someone found it and it's a restaurant wall. This letter doesn't start with Dear Catherine, but it's on the same print. It's the same typewriter. And it's like a prayer to people in the sea is what it is. It's like the author's telling people that they hope that the people out there find the same kind of love that they had. They found their one special person. Mm-hmm. That's like their prayer for people is to like find that one person. And so they're like, okay, this is another letter.
This is when I wrote Catherine's dead, right? Like I was like, there's no.
I thought that was pretty obvious.
Yeah. Some of those letters, they feel like they're divorce letters.
Okay.
He ran Catherine off or something.
Okay.
Okay, so you knew right from the get-go.
I felt like, well, I think I read in the description that he was a widower, so I kind of knew.
Oh, well, that'll do it, yeah.
But they find out from the restaurant that it's in the Outer Banks, so they're kind of narrowing it down even more. She wants to go and try to find him. Now, the Outer Banks isn't like a small area. There's like 9 different suburbs or parts of the Outer Banks, so this isn't going to be like an easy find, but they know that he works on boats. They have a few like leads.
You ever been to the Outer Banks?
I never have, no.
It's like, it's definitely the Yinzer hotspot. Lots of Yinzers down there.
Well, 3 out of every 4 cars in Pittsburgh has one of those OBX stickers on it.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
It's the place to go. It is nice because it's not very corporate down there.
Yeah.
Like it is still a bunch of little old mom and pop shops everywhere and shit like that.
I like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Charlie, her boss, doesn't want her to go. He thinks that her expectations are too high. And he's also worried that she's going to find this guy and he's going to be like a murderer or something. Like he's like, we don't know who this guy is. Like you're expecting like this romantic guy, and it could be like just some like awful like sea captain, I think he calls him. But then they get a hit from a stationery store. Like the stationery store they've been reaching out to knows the stationery, knows the name of the people that bought the stationery, and it's Catherine and Garrett Blake. So like they're like, okay, that's Catherine, and I believe that he signs the letters G. Like, so they're like, okay, this is it.
Yeah, this was, I mean, from beginning of this movie to her showing up in the Outer Banks, which is like the next scene, it's like 15 minutes. Like, they're moving quick.
Yeah.
Like, it really, this was my favorite part of the movie, was all this cool research.
I will say, I mean, the movie's like 2 hours and 11 minutes. You know I hate that shit. This was paced pretty well. Like, I felt like it went by pretty quick.
I think almost too quick in certain parts.
Really?
Like, I was like, we could have,
You could have done an hour of research.
We could have done more of this mystery.
Let's see more of that typewriter guy in the basement. But she pulls up, she finds, she pulls up this dirt road. She finds a mailbox that says G. Blake. And she goes to the house, and she's walking up. We see Paul Newman.
Fucking A.
He's great in this movie, I thought. Is kind of like creeping in a little garage, watching her walk up to the house. She goes up to the house. She's looking around. And he comes up behind, and he's like, excuse me, what are you doing here? And she lies, and she says, I love old houses like this. I'd like to take a picture for a publication. And he tells her, well, I can't give you permission to do that. You'd have to ask my son. It's his house. And he tells her his son's Garrett.
She's like, thank God I don't got to sleep with this old man.
I mean, it's Paul Newman. I would have.
That's true. Paul Newman brought the energy in this movie. Like, the guy is walking BDE.
Yeah. But he tells her, he's down at the harbor working on a boat. He never wears a hat. Like, this is his, way to find this guy. So,
It would have been great if he's got a face tattoo. It's an Oreo cookie. We never figured out why.
She goes down to the harbor, and first she finds a guy without a hat working on a boat, and she starts kind of asking him about, do you restore boats? Is this your job? And he says, no, I'm just like a part-timer. This isn't really, I'm a weekend warrior, I think he says. And she's like, oh, and he goes, do you have a boat that needs restored? And she's not a very good liar. Like, she's pretty bad at this.
She was like, I'm sorry, I was looking for somebody more stoic and broken.
Yeah, but he goes, I got a guy if you need a boat restored. And he yells across. He's like, Garrett, across. Then she's like, oh, this is my guy. This isn't my guy.
I'm telling you, this fucking propels at light speed, man.
This is my other guy. So she walks over, and he's working on this big, old, wooden schooner. And she walks up to him, and she's like, oh, I love old boats. And she's using, boat lingo she heard from the guy before about, great lines on the boat and stuff. And he's like, well, would you like to, come aboard? And she steps onto the boat, and she's checking it out, and she actually says, I want to do some sailing while I'm here. I'm from out of town. And he says, well, you can probably rent a boat somewhere. And she says, no, I don't know how to sail. I have a clue. And he goes, well, I'm taking the boat out tomorrow, at 7, taking it for a test run because I've been working on it. Why don't you come by and I'll take you out? And if you come a little bit earlier than that, I'll be in the diner right over there. I'll be there early. Next morning, he's in the diner.
This is. I know you enjoyed this.
He's in the diner. He's having a cup of coffee.
They had everything but a championship belt hanging from the fucking rafter in this movie.
A bunch of seemingly angry drunk townies roll into this diner. Mind you, this is before 7 a.m.
You don't come with this kind of energy before 7 a.m.
They had to have been up all night. This is the only thing I could figure out. These guys come in. You can tell they're trouble. They're kind of harassing everybody at the diner.
I can tell you what, man. We've both been at bars before where people have tried picking fights with us. And the proper thing to do as a full-grown ass adult is to try to brush that off.
Yeah.
Diffuse the situation. I've seen you actually, somebody tried to pick a fight with you, which scared me because I'm like, this guy, Jason, is fucking 4 foot taller than this person trying to pick a fight. You bought them a pitcher of beer. We made friends that night.
Yeah.
You diffuse this. You come at me with this type.
Anybody.
Yeah. You come at me with this type of energy before 7 a.m., I might go swinging. This is too fucking much at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I might answer this the same way as Costner.
Well, yeah, because they come down, they sit at the bar, and then he looks over, the main drunk, angry town, he looks over at Garrett, and he mutters under his breath, calls him a thief. And we don't really know the story behind it. And Garrett is kind of like, what'd you say? And they get into a little bit of a words exchange, and then it escalates into an all-out brawl. 6:30 in the morning, we pulled a "What the fuck is up, Denny's" at this diner and just started moshing in the middle of it.
It'd be great if they zoomed out and it was the old school diner, but there was just a Waffle House logo hanging up.
This was Waffle House behavior.
Yes.
And at one point, like, Kevin Costner gives this man a side suplex onto a wooden table.
It was impressive.
And I popped hard. I was like, yeah, okay.
He should have pinned him.
And that, everybody breaks it up. But as all this is happening...
Right, I feel better about this movie now.
As all this is happening, Teresa walks in, and, like, this guy she is supposed to be going on a boat ride with in, like, 10 minutes is just throwing fucking fisticuffs.
Yes.
In a small mom and pop diner at 6:30 in the morning. And she's like...
And for the international listener, Waffle House...
I think we told them already.
It's a place where if you want to upgrade from finding hair in your food, you'd rather find teeth. You go to Waffle House.
But so she's like, okay, I don't know about all this. She walks out. He sees her. They break up the fight. He walks out. And they walk down to the boat. And she's got her bag. And she tells him, I don't think I'm going to go. And he's like, listen, about all that, like, I'm sorry you had to see that. And she says, well, no, I was not going to come anyway, but I didn't want to be the kind of person that doesn't show up to tell you in person that I'm not getting on the boat. And he's like, all right, well.
This has nothing to do with me suplexing a man.
Yeah. He's like, well, all right. He goes, untie that rope over there for me and throw it in before you leave if you don't mind. Then she does, and then she's like, stands there and hesitates for a minute and just jumps on the boat. Like, she's getting on.
Yes.
So they go out on the boat, and they're sailing. And this is just like a little bit of them getting to know each other. She actually asks about the guy that he was fighting, and Garrett tells him, I married his sister. So we find out that this is Catherine's brother that he was brawling with in the diner.
This drove me nuts. They're pulling out of the harbor, which is... I have a boating license. I've done this boating thing a few times.
Yeah.
It was through work. I had to learn how to boat.
Okay.
I'll just verb that.
I think that's a sail.
Sail, yeah.
But if it's not a sailboat.
No, yeah.
Motorboat.
I've never...
Did you learn how to motor? I don't know.
I've motorboated once or twice.
You son of a bitch.
Pulling out from the dock, the slip, the bay, most dangerous part. Like, it's where the boats are most condensed.
Yeah.
You're trying to maneuver. For this entire scene, not either of these motherfuckers are anywhere near the wheel. They're all over this boat talking as if it is just walking down the street.
Yeah.
And this boat is just clearly just going through the bay on its own.
This stressed me out because this boat looked like it was about to tip at every moment. It was on its side. And I'm like, how are you not just hanging on for dear life? They're just sitting there casually talking while the boat is like 90 degrees, like sideways.
That's a real way that they do that shit too, man. That's scary. So I'd never do that.
It's terrifying. But they small talk a little bit, like, just about their lives. And I think she brings up the fact that she's divorced and just small talk stuff. Then we cut to a scene back at his house where he's with his dad. And his dad notices like a jacket sitting on the table. He goes, it's a little small for you, don't you think? And he says, oh, it was hers. And he tells him about the woman that he took out in the boat. And he's like, maybe you could drop it off for me when you go into town. And the dad's like...
He didn't catch the obvious move. Like, she left her fucking jacket, man.
Well, yeah.
Like, that's the move right there.
And dad says, you know what, take it yourself.
I also found her underwear in the bathroom. I don't know why.
And he says to him, jackets like that don't come along every day.
Dad knows what's going on.
So she's at her little inn that she's staying at, and they knock on the door, and it's Garrett. He brings her his jacket, brings her jacket, and he's just kind of like... He's very awkward. He's just like, I don't really know what to say.
Oh, come on, man. You want to talk awkward? At one point in this, he just blurts out, you eat meat?
Well, yeah, that's what I was getting to. He's very awkward about like what he's doing there. And then he does. He says, do you eat meat?
Which is a solid date line sometimes.
Yes. You eat meat? Red meat? And she's just like, yeah. And he's like, I make a mean steak. It's like the only thing I know how to cook. And
she looked disappointed, too. She's like, oh.
He's like, I'd like you to come over. And I'd like to cook it for you. He's basically asking her on a date. He tells her the address of where he lives, and she goes, I know. And he's like, what? Because she almost blows her cover right here. And she's like, I know that you live by the water. Like, I figured everything's on the water here. And he's like, all right, weird, but okay. Next day, he's cooking dinner. She shows up with a bottle of wine. He's making the steaks. She walks into a room with a bunch of paintings, and she asks, do you paint? He goes, no, it was my wife, Catherine. There's a picture of her on the mantle. She looks a lot like Robin Wright. And they have a nice dinner. They go for a walk on the beach. They come back, and she tells him, she was so nervous. She drank too much wine, And she's about to, like, she goes, I have to tell you something. There's something I need to tell you. But she doesn't. Like, something comes up and she changes her mind about it. He takes her in, builds her a fire, and she tells him all about her divorce, about how she was driving along one day and saw her husband with a young woman walking into a park.
Walking into the park, yeah.
She just knew, like, what it was. The husband was cheating. And then she's, real mood killer. She's like, tell me about your dead wife. Like, tell me all about her.
Let me know.
And he just tells her, that she was, like, just all this energy and just, like, the kind of person that everybody was drawn to. And he talks very highly of her.
Yeah, the whole town loved her. She was magnetic.
Yeah.
Should have been him.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's, like, leaning in and, like, touching her hair as he talks about his dead wife. It's very romantic.
Yeah, this guy, they set him up like he's going to be this stoic, quiet guy, but he's pulling moves pretty quick.
Yeah,
like, you can tell as soon as he sees her, he's like, this girl.
Yeah, there's a connection with these two right off the bat.
Yeah, like, it's been enough time.
But we cut to her waking up on the couch. He was a gentleman, and she falls asleep on the couch.
Gentleman would have let her have the bed.
Oh, that's true.
And he would have slept on the couch.
That's true. Maybe she passed out. She had a lot of wine. But she wakes up, and she just walks right into his bedroom, wakes him up, and she's like, I just want to be close to you. And he lifts the covers, and she climbs into bed, and they spoon the night away.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think, what do you think? I don't think they
This was a question that I was going to have
until very later on in the movie.
When do they actually have sex?
I think it's the moment.
Because
we'll talk about it.
From this point on, they are living like they have been with each other for weeks.
They are.
And like, I was like, is this implied sex or did they not have it?
I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
Is he taking it slow?
I think he's taking it slow. And I think she's being respectful of the dead wife. That's what I think. But we see, the next day after they wake up,
This was not the mystery I was into.
He takes her into his garage. Or I don't know what you call it.
I actually wrote in my notes, are they banging?
his shop, we'll call it. I feel like you popped hard for some of this. This guy's
this is handcrafting
a boat. Yeah.
Yeah. I've researched some of this before. Is boats, guitars.
Yeah.
Both of those things, they're pretty high level carpentry, which I'm not afraid of trying something. But these are things where when you decide you're going to make boats, that's what you fucking do from now on. Like you're not also making chairs or hanging out and like making trinkets. Like you are now a boat maker and that's what you were going to work on for a long time.
Yeah.
Guitars are the same way. Like I wanted to build a guitar and then I looked into what it takes and it was like years of practice before you get something right.
So he tells her that, he's got like this half-built, not even half-built, it's just like the start of the hull, I guess. And
just the ribs.
Yeah. And he says, I started building this, Catherine convinced me to build a boat. And when she died, I just quit working on it. And he tells her, I plan on sailing tonight. Would you come with me and sail tonight? And she starts to say, I'm leaving in like 3 days. I don't know if this is a good idea. And he just moves in and plants a kiss on her. And she's like, all right, I'll sail tonight.
He knows the moves. He's like, oh shit, she looks hesitant.
Yeah. The next morning, I'm sorry, it's not the next morning, it's that day. And him and his dad are in the kitchen and he's kind of packing things up for the night sail and making some coffee. And
Dad's name is Dodge.
Dodge, yeah, like the truck. He says.
Yeah, like the truck.
But a bunch of like beat up old pickup trucks like come riding up the dirt road to his house, and it's, I'm like, oh boy, here come the drunk townies. And it's the guy that he suplexed, and then an older couple. And we find out that this is Catherine.
We find out the family is fucked up, man.
Yeah, we find out that these are Catherine's parents and the son, obviously, who this Catherine's brother. And they're there because they want the paintings. And it sounds like they've been going to court about this because he says something to the fact that like, the court denied it again, something to that effect.
They're not wrong either. I mean, I don't think they should own the paintings, but she's a damn good artist.
Yeah, she was.
Like that's not something to pack away. Like you share it with the people that would enjoy it.
But yeah, I get it. Like you can tell they're obviously.
He's not letting these hillbillies in his house though.
Yeah, you can tell they're obviously estranged. Like he doesn't get along with her family.
Yeah, I didn't get the feeling they were like, give us the paintings so we could sell them for OxyContin. Like they wanted to enjoy them as well.
I think the mom actually says like people should be able to see them. I think she wants to display them somewhere.
Yeah. Which made me. I mean, I wrote down here. I was like, oh, we're getting a museum scene later. Like they're gonna put on. Nope. Never got to see those go to a museum.
But this is why,
I guess a gallery. You're not just putting people's paintings in a museum.
I guess this is why the brother calls him a thief, because he basically is like stolen all of her stuff and won't give it back.
Yeah, and he stole her.
Yeah, he took her
At one
away.
point, like she was sick and staying at their house, and he kicked in the door, picked her up, and walked her home.
That is true. But he's basically, Garrett is saying she painted these here. This is where she lived. This is where they should be. He's like holding on. Like he's got a whole room that's basically a shrine to her.
Yeah, untouched.
Yeah. And Dad, Dodge, he brings the painting out and just goes, he smashes a bottle. He's like, you guys want the painting? We just cut it up. You can all have a piece. And
That's how Paul Newman lived,
Yeah.
man.
And
It would have been great if he smashed a bottle of fucking Italian dressing.
but he's threatening to cut the painting up, and the mom like lays on the horn of the pickup truck and she says, she wouldn't have wanted this. She'd hate this more than dying. We can't do this. This isn't right. And
Ain't wrong again.
Yeah. And they all pack it up and leave. They go in the house, and Garrett's kind of talking about how they're to blame for this, and he says, everybody here has their own part in it. You're holding a bit of this load yourself, and talks to him. Then we go for the night sailing, and he's telling her on the boat that night. He says he up until he met Teresa, he didn't even think about being close to anybody else because he feels like his wife is still here. Sometimes it feels like she's not really gone. Then they wake up on the boat spooning.
Yeah.
Which, again, I don't think they had sex. I think they're just really into spooning at this point.
It's sort of weird, right? I mean, I don't...
Well, sometimes it's just nice to cuddle, CJ. I don't know. I like a good
That
cuddle.
explains so much about how we record.
Okay. Here, a little closer. Then we just get a little fun montage of them swinging on a swing on the boat in the water. They're making s'mores. They have a marshmallow fight for some reason. It seemed very forced, and it just didn't really, like Kevin Costner's just pelting her with marshmallows.
This was a little
Then he
weird to me.
suplexed her on the beach. Not really, but
This is a little weird to me was, she's there on false pretenses, but like he never once asks her, like, why are you here? Like you said you were like, what are you researching?
she never even tells him she's a researcher until like later on, or that she's there researching. She meets him at the boat and says that she's just in town and likes old boats and wants to sail.
And he's just like, Papa needs some spooning, so
Yeah,
I'm not going to
right.
ask any questions, I guess. I don't know. It was like, I would have at least after the third date been like, so, what do you do? Like you're not just in the Outer Banks, right?
Well, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Big spoon or little spoon?
Oh, little.
Yeah, it's nice, right? I'm a big guy. I mean, we've discussed it, like 6'6", bigger, on the bigger side.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's nice to be held.
I think evidence of us having this podcast is we're both large, strong, powerful men.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that all the time,
No,
Like,
yeah.
So sometimes you want to watch a chick flick and
I like
be the
that we're
little
both,
spoon.
I like that we're both little spoons.
Which is fun.
Why?
I'm picturing a girl just on you like a cape, basically.
That's what I like.
Like I've never seen you date a girl that was over 6 foot tall. So it's basically you're just wearing a human on your back.
Yeah, and it's nice. It's a little meat backpack. I don't know. Makes me feel safe.
Oh, I'm learning so much.
But after this, we get a scene where he comes home. This is after all the sailing is done, and Teresa's already in his house. I guess he had invited her over for dinner, but she's in the dead wife shrine.
Yeah.
And she's been touching some things.
She can't. Your researcher's got to research.
And he's upset about this. His demeanor changes, his mood changes, and she says to him, I'm sorry, I didn't really know where the boundaries were. And at this point, I was like...
The boundaries were not in the dead wife shrine.
Yeah.
They were outside of the dead wife shrine.
I kind of feel like those boundaries are set. Like, you don't go in and just start picking up the dead wife stuff.
Like, her shoes and socks are still on the floor where she left them.
Yeah, so maybe don't touch that shit. But then she goes even a step further, and she's trying to, like, put stuff back where she found it. And she knocks over a glass of water, which goes all over the shoes, like you mentioned, or at the base of the desk. And you can tell, like, he moves them sometimes, like, resituates them, so, like, the shoes mean something. And she spills water on the shoes, and he gets all mad, and he won't let her help clean up, and she walks outside. And then she runs into Dodge outside, and Dodge has already met her. So I thought this was where her cover was going to get blown. And he says to her, did you find what you were looking for? And she says, maybe.
No, he's also a person that prides himself on setting people up. Like, he kind of knew he was playing that game the whole
he
time.
wants his son to, like, he can see that his son has actually found someone that he might be able to connect with after,
Yes.
not being able to do that for 2 years. And Dodge says, let's take a walk. And he kind of gives us the story behind the wife's death. I believe he says something to the effect of the pregnancy really kicked the stuffing out of her. So she got pregnant.
This is when the first time I was like, fuck you, Nicholas Sparks.
So she got pregnant, and then she got sick, and like she wasn't doing well, and she actually, I guess, collapsed at the parents' house, and they were keeping her there. And this is when Garrett like went there, pretty much kicked the door in, and took her home. And he says he brought her back home and took care of her for as long as he could, and then she passed away.
Yeah.
But she lasted a month after he brought her back.
Man, that would suck.
Yeah. So she gets all this story. Then we go back to the dinner, and he tells her, he says, sorry, I wish it was easier, apologizes for the way he acted, and says that like she's the best thing about the whole dinner and about the day and about the year. Like she's the best thing that's happened to him in a while. She has to go back home, so there's a scene of her leaving and getting in the car. She asks if he'll come visit. He kind of makes a joke out about not going inland. Like, he's very much, like, set in his ways. Like, he's not a city guy. He's not going to Chicago. Like, and then they make out super hard.
Yeah, they do.
They're, like, real hard.
See, this makeout said these guys have not been spooning this whole time.
I feel like it was just spooning. He starts building his boat again, so we get to see that, like, this is kind of spurred in him. Like,
Stella got his groove back.
He did,
yeah.
He starts building the boat again. Back in Chicago, she's at the paper, and she's kind of lying about what happened. She just tells Charlie there's no story there. He's just like a regular guy, lost his wife, no big deal, nothing like all that interesting to tell. And she tells her friend, she asks about it, and she's told her, like, girlfriends at work about what really happened. And she says to her, the wife is still there. She's everywhere. Like, he can't let go. It's just, it's everything. And then we get, like, a boat building sad in Chicago montage where we just keep seeing, like, her, like, running and then, like, sitting at her office desk looking, like, despondent. Then we see him just, like, sanding away, like, building the boat.
There's nothing better. I don't know if I've ever talked about this before, but, like, we talked about it last week when we were saying that sometimes a guy just needs to go somewhere and not think.
Yeah.
Some days I will just walk into that wood shop, and I have power sanders sitting there. I'll just walk right past them. I'll grab a piece of sandpaper, and I will mindlessly sand the project that I'm working on, not paying any attention to shit.
Yeah.
Brain is just, it's a fucking beautiful little pasture in my head. I love it.
That's nice.
It is really nice.
That's nice.
And that's where I could see where this guy is right here, where he's just like, I'm just going to not think for a couple hours and sand this wood.
But she gets a phone call at work, and it's Garrett. He wants to tell her that he's been working on the boat again, and and she says to him, were we just a casual thing, or is this the beginning of something? And he says to her, I've only cared about two women in my whole life, Catherine and this woman from the city. And he's like saying it's her.
Yeah.
And he tells her he misses her, and she says, well, come visit me in Chicago.
It's just like Rhonda.
Who the fuck is Rhonda? She asks him to come visit her in Chicago. We get a fun scene of Dodge dropping him off for like the airport shuttle, and he's just like,
what does Dodge drive?
I didn't even notice.
A Ford.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, that's a joke right there.
That is a joke. But he's like, do you got your ticket? And Garrett's like, can you give me like 35 cents to make a phone call? He's joking around about his dad's dropping him off for something, and he ends up going, and he gets to Chicago. He meets the son, Jason. Gives him like a toy car, which, warms the kid up. Gives her a box of chocolates, and we find out that this woman hates chocolate for some reason, which I find to be the most unbelievable thing about this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone that doesn't like chocolate.
It's crazy. I know people that'll be like, nah, just don't eat it as much. But like, everybody will eat some chocolate here and there.
You would think. She sets him up on the futon because the son is there, and she tells him, she's sorry he has to sleep on the futon. He goes, no, I'm just happy to be here. And she says, Jason has a sleepover tomorrow night. Wink, wink. And he's like, well, what does that mean? She's like, you know what it means.
More spooning.
Exactly. We're in Spoon City. We see him on the subway the next day with Jason. They end up surprising her at work, which at this point I was like, oh shit, now we're getting the cover blown.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who this guy is. Like she's talked to him and they know he's in town. Nobody spoils it. Not a single person.
No,
even Charlie, who I thought was going to, just like smiles and waves to him from the office, like making weird faces.
Even like her best friend there, like runs into the boss's office to rat her out.
Yeah.
Like, and they're staring at him and all this stuff. I totally thought that this is where he was going to find out, cause a scene.
Yeah, but nothing. They leave. He takes Jason sailing at like the lake in Chicago.
He's holding onto the wheel here.
Well, you're boating with a child.
Actually, he had Jason holding onto the wheel, which seems maybe even more dangerous than not holding on at all.
Yeah. We see him get picked up for his sleepover. And then this is where they finally have sex. Like, sure have sex.
We got our first fellatio scene.
We do. Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
He goes to help
all
her
set
out.
To Sarah McLachlan.
Hell yeah.
But not the sad Humane Society song.
The music in this, not bad, but not great. Very mid.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You know what got me is you watch the trailer. They got Natalie Imbruglia's Torn in there.
Oh, really?
Which is a banger of a fucking
Absolutely,
song.
yeah.
Not in this movie at all.
That's disappointing.
Real shame.
And this sex scene, I had to time it because I'm watching them. Like, this is going on for a while. Like 3 minutes of this. Yeah. After this, she says, I got to go take a shower. She goes into the shower. He's trying to light a candle, and the little doily on the nightstand is stuck in a drawer. So he pulls the drawer out, and he sees a bottle. And he picks it up, and he's like, this is my fucking bottle. And then he starts rooting around a little more, and he finds all the letters.
Weird place to keep this stuff.
And now this is I made a note of this. She comes out of the shower. She opens the door. So they had sex. She goes into the shower. He finds the stuff. She's in there for what, 5-10 minutes showering? Mm-hmm. This was 1999. You didn't have smartphones or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, not a lot's happening in the time that you're taking a shower.
Yeah.
She comes out and she's like, you're not going to believe this, is what she says.
There was a spider in there the size of my fist.
But then nothing. But then he's like looking at her.
She was like, I'm pregnant.
That's what I was like. Does she know already? But she comes out.
I didn't get to, so this scene actually I had on the most impressive things that happens in movies. My when I'm writing notes I write like, oh shit. So I started, oh shit, our first fellatio and or second Sarah McLachlan song. But I had 3 in a row, and I'm going to go through them as we go.
But we never find out what happened in the shower because he's pissed off about the letters.
Yes.
And she's very apologetic, and she says that she found it because he asks like where she got these at, and she says, "Well, I found it, and I just had to meet the person that wrote it because like it meant something to me." And she says he walks out. He said he's leaving. He walks out. It's pouring down rain, so we get sad Kevin Costner in the rain. She's crying.
Yep.
And she tells him, I fell in love with you. Like, first, like when reading the letters, I fell in love with that person that wrote them, and then I met you in person, and I fell in love with you more. And he said, he's like screaming at her, I didn't send you those letters. I didn't send those to you. They weren't meant for you. And she says, like, I read those 3 letters. And he goes, 3? I only wrote 2 letters. What do you mean 3 letters?
This is when I wrote, oh shit, M. Night Shyamalan twist.
I was confused. And he's like, where's the other one in that drawer? And he goes back in the house, and as he's walking in, he has a flashback to when Catherine was still alive, and she left the house while she was sick, and she went out to the edge of the ocean, and she did her own message in a bottle and threw it into the water. And he goes and he brings her back in, and he tells her, if she would have never went out that day, she might not have died because she was out in the rain and the cold, and like a week later she was dead. She never recovered after that.
Oh, and this is when they show her doing this with, and my third oh shit was, oh shit, she looks just like Robin Wright.
Absolutely. But he tells her, I never knew what she wrote. And this is the third letter is the one they found on the restaurant wall. It was basically a prayer for people to find that one true love. So this is, kind of a letter to him almost, even though it's not really to him, but it's about him. He says that he wants to keep the letter, and then he just gets up and leaves. He's done. He's out. She's at work, and her co-worker's asking if she's heard from him, and she says, no, I called and left a message and apologized, but I told him to call me back, but I haven't heard anything. And she's like, oh, and he'll figure it out. Like everybody has, I didn't like this. The coworker's like, everybody has like their little lies and their little untold truths that they don't tell anybody. And I'm like, this is kind of weird. Like, you met this man, made him fall for you all under false pretenses. That's not really like a white lie.
Yeah. After your last relationship that ended because of a rough lie.
Yeah. And that's what she says. she's really beating herself up about it because she says, whenever I would come to you and cry about my marriage ending, like what was the big thing I was complaining about? It was the untruthfulness, the lying, the cheating, and I feel like he's never going to be able to trust me again. We see that Garrett takes the paintings back to the family. Like he drives up in the pickup truck. We see the mom walk to the door, sees him coming up. She won't answer the door when he knocks, so he just leaves the paintings on the doorstep and he leaves. So we got some growth from Garrett here. He's starting to let go. He's starting to understand.
I feel like we were kind of robbed of an emotional scene here. She doesn't answer the door, and he just leaves him on the porch. And I was like, oh, I kind of wanted to, like, the mom actually seemed like one of the only other people in this movie that was just normal.
Yeah.
The rest of her family are literally suplexing each other in fucking diners.
Yeah. We see back at the paper, Teresa's decided to start writing again. So they're both like kind of having these like moments because Charlie asks her about it and she goes, I was hurt so badly, it kind of shut down for a little bit.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to open back up, and so is he.
Oh, I wasn't kidding. They got their groove back.
Mm-hmm. We see the brother, Catherine's brother, come into where Garrett's building his boat, and he doesn't say anything, and he kind of just creepily stares at him through the ribs of the boat for a little while until Garrett's like turns around like he's like, somebody's staring at me. I can feel something.
Yeah.
And he sees him, and they don't speak a word. Garrett gets up and he climbs a little ladder. He starts putting clamps on the boat, and the brother just looks at the workbench and he's like, "I'm going to help you build this boat."
Woodworking, man.
Yeah, brings
bridges,
brings men together.
Yeah,
but he starts helping him build the boat. We see that the story she wrote made the front page of a section. I don't know what section it was. So that's cool. And then she gets some mail and she starts going through it at work, and there's a letter from Garrett. Well, she opens it up and it's actually just 2 Polaroid pictures of the boat, and it's done. And there's a letter or a handwritten note on the back of one of the Polaroids that just says, "I finally finished the boat. I'm taking her out on the 25th. I'd love for you to be able to see it soon." And then it's signed, "Love, Garrett."
Yeah.
So this is like basically an invitation to come and see the boat, spoon a little more. Maybe. Mm-hmm. We see her show up for the boat launch, and in this little community, the boat launch is the biggest thing happening because there's like 50 people on the dock watching this boat get launched.
It is a fucking nice boat.
It is a nice boat.
Very nice boat, but I get the feeling in this town not a lot goes on. Like if you're not up to date on the latest Waffle House
just
brawl,
6:30 a.m. Waffle House fights and fucking boat launches.
I mean, the whole fucking town is there. They got it set up, actually, just like the last Nicholas Sparks movie. They got the dock is set up with tables. They're doing a crab boil.
Yeah.
He's really does have a thing.
I wonder if he lives in the Outer Banks. I bet he has a vacation home in the Outer Banks. He has to.
Right? This is where he writes these movies.
Yeah, it's got to be. And Teresa shows up and she sees, like, just as he's dedicating the boat, he's got like a bottle of champagne. He's smashed on the side. And the boat's named the Catherine, obviously.
Yeah. This fucking bothered me.
Why?
Because she gets super upset.
As
if the boat should be named the Teresa.
Yeah, she sees that.
You know what I mean? Like,
and he gives the speech and he says, this is for her, and I miss her every day, and I wish she was still here. And I think this is her kind of being like, okay, yeah, he's not over the dead wife, so like, how are we going to work? I don't know if it's the name of the boat necessarily. I think it's just what it represents.
Like, I just don't agree with this at all. Like, she
should name that boat the Big Spoon.
Yeah, like, she needs to look at this and be like, this is this guy, like, finally getting through his fucking grief.
Yeah.
He lost his wife and unborn child. He's been a wreck for 2 years. He is surrounded by people. He's built a boat. He's named it after the woman. This is now that wife. You know, that's this boat. Like, she needs to give it the fuck up. Get off your horse.
Yeah.
And go love the man.
Yeah. But she sees this and she decides to just leave. Dodge sees her and he gives her a little wave and she's just out. But she doesn't leave. She goes back to the house and just hangs out.
She doesn't want to just not leave.
Yeah,
she said it at the beginning. She has to
flew
come
in from Chicago. Like,
she has to come in person to let him down.
Yeah. But he comes out of the house and he says, Dad said you were there. He's glad she came. She tells me she's happy for him, but she can't stay because it's just not right. And she says, when it's right, you'll come to me. You gotta be ready. Like, I can't keep coming to you. You got to come and get me when you're ready. And he says he doesn't want to lose her, and she says, then don't. And she leaves. Garrett goes to the diner and his dad's there having a coffee. This is at night. And he tells his dad that, she made up her mind. What do you want me to do? Like, she left, and he's like, I want you to be persistent. Like, fight for her.
Here he comes to save the scene.
Yeah, he's like, do something.
Yeah, like you see all of him and all of Paul Newman.
Yeah.
Like, he's fucking awesome in this movie.
He is, and he says, like, of course she left you. She's not trying to come between you and your dead wife that you can't, like, get over. Like, she feels like she's fighting somebody else, like, it's not even here. And, they go outside, and Garrett's like, just stay out, and it's none of your business. And Paul Newman is like, you make a fist right now. Punch me in the face. He's like, you're my son. You're goddamn right. It's my business. He's like, why wouldn't it be my business?
Dad, this ain't no Waffle House. Calm down.
Yeah. Another fight at the Waffle House. But he tells him, he's like, you got to pick one, yesterday or tomorrow. Like, essentially the past or like what could be.
Yeah. And he's like, no, not my business. You're my fucking son.
Yeah. But he says, you pick one and then I'll shut up. Like, you got to make a decision, like what it's going to be, because you can't have both. But he goes back to the house and he finds a gift that Teresa had left for him. It's a compass. And it has like a nice little note that says, so you'll always know where you are and where home is. Because in his note, his letter to Catherine, he says how he's lost and doesn't like know where home is anymore.
Really should have left him a fucking life jacket.
So he types a letter to Catherine. We see him start typing it. We don't see what it says. Then he's on the boat, ready to sail out. And the dad asks him, oh, you heading for blue water? And he goes, yeah. He goes, all right, you know what you're doing. And he goes, yeah, I got it all figured out. And he sails off. And at this point,
I was like, is he going to sail to her because she's 600 miles inland? Like, there's no river that goes from the Outer Banks to Chicago.
I didn't assume he was sailing to Chicago.
Okay. I thought maybe he was just going to clear his mind before he gets on a plane, right?
I did assume at this point, though, this man was going to die. Like, there was not a doubt in my fucking mind. And I kept waiting for it to happen. And I'll tell you what, I had looked, last week when we looked it up, I looked at the IMDb or the cast list, and I said that Hayden Panettiere was in this movie.
Oh, shit.
And she's credited as girl in a sinking boat. And to this point in the movie, I was like, there hasn't been a sinking boat yet. This guy's going out in the ocean.
Damn, you bringing logic into
this fucking guy. And I'd seen Nights in Rodanthe. But he's on
I didn't think he was going to die just because of Nights in Rodanthe. I was like, he's not going to just keep killing off his protagonists, right?
But he's on the boat, and the water's starting to get real rough, and like it's getting scary looking. And then he sees a sinking boat with like a father, a mother, and a child on it. And he pulls up, and the boat capsizes, and he's got life preservers, and he's throwing them out. He gets the father and the daughter on the boat, and we see the mom is still like way far away. And he takes off his jacket and he jumps in the water, and he's swimming to her. At one point, he's like, looks like concerned, like he can't get to her, and he just goes underwater. We cut to Chicago.
The fuck?
We get a phone call. Catherine gets a phone, or not Catherine, I'm sorry, Teresa gets a phone call.
She's high-powered now. She's got an office.
Yeah.
She's literally walking a board table.
Yeah, she is.
Like,
they come
around
in
the boardroom and like explaining something important.
Yeah,
she's like, they found him driving a white Bronco on the highway. Like,
they come in and they interrupt her and they say she's a phone call, and she goes, oh, can you take a message? And they're like, no, it's urgent. So she goes out, and it's Dodge on the phone, and Dodge tells her, he's like, Garrett was out on the boat, and there was a family sinking, and he's managed to save 2 of them. So this woman died as well.
Yeah. So this story starts anew right here.
Yeah.
Like, there's now another like dad out there that just lost, or another guy out there that's just lost his wife.
Yeah. And he's like, he went down. He's gone.
My
dead.
last note on this is fuck Nicholas Sparks. Yeah, he's gone.
It's not mine, but I thought about writing that at one point. So then we see Teresa shows up back in the Outer Banks for the funeral. She goes to the house, and Dodge takes her inside, and there's a bottle with a letter in it. And he goes, I found his rain slicker on the boat. Because there's a scene where like, the Coast Guard takes Dodge to the boat, I guess, to pick it up.
Yeah.
And she reads it, and it's basically a letter to Catherine telling her that like he's found someone else, like that he loves just as much as he loved her, and that he's sailing out to this point in the ocean. He's going to throw her this last letter, and that's going to be it. And he's going to say goodbye, and he's going to move on with this other woman. And she just breaks down sobbing, as you would.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's it. That's the movie.
That's the movie.
Fucking body count on this writer. It's just ridiculous for love movies.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Getting grand gestures, flowers.
There was one thing I noticed. Did you catch the background music in this? It's got your 90s sort of guitar and pan flute sort of shit going on.
No, I mean, that didn't really stick out to me.
It just felt very familiar. And at one point I actually wrote, is this the background music from the Addams Family movies? Because I love those movies.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. I actually looked up some scenes from the Addams Family. But the reason it felt familiar, the composer, his name's Gabriel Yared. He was the composer for City of Angels. So we had just seen movies of his a few weeks ago. And I remember actually talking about like, oh, you hear that jazz guitar, like the 90s jazz guitar in the background.
Yeah, same guy.
Same guys using some of the same music.
Yeah.
Like those movies were only a few years apart.
Yeah.
So
Not, I think 1 year, maybe.
yeah. So he was just, he recycled a little bit of shit for this one.
Okay.
Or possibly the other way around. I didn't look up what years were yours.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There was this movie, like, fun to talk about, but not fun to watch.
Okay.
But you go ahead. Yeah.
Just fuck Nicholas Sparks. I mean, but you hit the nail on the head. Like, I will say they handled the death in this one a lot better than the other one, because we never got to see the mudslide that killed Richard Gere. Like, you see Kevin Costner die in graphic detail. Like, this is a long, drawn out, like, stressful, like, you're waiting for it. Like, in Nights in Rodanthe, fucking
Gotta remember her name.
James Franco just shows up and is like, yeah, Dad died in a mudslide. And there's like this brief little like scene of like some like muddy water like just rolling under a door, and that's it. Like, we never see him get wiped
about
out.
her in Nights in Rodanthe. Yeah, James Franco comes in and describes it in gory detail.
Not even though. He just kind of like tells you what happened, but we don't see it. Like, there's like a flashback scene as he's describing it, but they don't show the mudslide. They don't show anything like this. Like, I was like gripping my pearls, like, oh my God, please, Kevin Costner, you got to get through this, and he didn't.
I would have probably been more sad at this point if I wasn't so damned angry.
but again, like, I just knew it was coming. I just kept waiting for it, especially like the more I watched the movie and the more I didn't see a girl in a sinking boat and knew that there was one. I was like, oh, this
I'm
guy.
I'm gonna say
this is
right
gonna
now.
end. Like, why can't, like, and not only, okay, Nicholas Sparks, sure, he likes to kill off guys, right? It seems like.
Yes.
But also, what the fuck does he have against women being happy? Like, these women find these like true loves, and then he's just like, no, not for you. I'm just gonna murder this guy.
Yeah.
What's his problem?
So yeah,
He's a real son of a bitch.
I'm gonna say now we're 3 Nicholas Sparks movies in.
Yeah.
The only really good thing about any of the 3 was probably Diane Lane, because she's awesome.
Yeah.
And she might be listening.
Yeah,
I kind of doubt it, but
you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Hi, Diane.
Hey, Diane. Julia Roberts is always listening, which scares the fuck out of me.
Hello, Julia.
So I don't think we have any more of his movie. I know there's a lot more.
I think there might be. I didn't know this was one until it happened.
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm not putting any more of his movies on.
Oh, no, we have to.
If one of the listeners writes in and tells us you need to put this movie on here, I'll do it.
No,
but I can't just bring myself to do it.
I think we have to. I think we have to see. I'm curious to see if this is a pattern. I mean, he killed off everybody in The Notebook, and they lived to like a pretty old age.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
he could have killed more people in The Notebook.
So there's that, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I just, yeah, that's all I got on that.
Yeah, like this guy lives in a tragedy. Like sometimes things.
And it's like,
do
why
work
can't people
out.
just be happy? Like, why can't we have a happy ending, Nicholas?
Yeah.
Who hurt you? just down there on the fucking beach, just crying.
Show me on the doll where the true love
into
touched
a tropical drink. All right, let's chick flick it to a dick flick it.
I'm going. So it's all about these letters that are showing up in these bottles.
Yeah.
And I mean, you had read ahead a little bit, so you knew she was dead. I didn't want the big reveal to be that she was dead. I wanted it to be that he killed her. And this is, have you ever seen the movie Zodiac?
Yeah.
Which is, all right, I've said it before in this podcast, the whole fucking movie is research.
Yeah, and I love that movie.
And it's basically this suspenseful thing where they're finding these letters and trying.
Yeah.
So they start finding more bottles, more notes that say like, I found a new love, blah, blah, blah. And I don't think I'm going to kill this one. But then as the notes, like as it progresses, it's like, you know what? I don't like the way that she cuts my toast. So, I like it diagonally. So I think I do have to offer. So it becomes this race against time where they're doing all this research to try to find this guy before he murders his new wife.
Oh.
Yeah. We watched a lot of stuff about, Silence of the Lambs the other day.
Yeah.
So I was already in this kind of like race against time to stop the serial killer sort of thing.
Okay.
So yeah, that's where I want this to go.
All right. Well, CJ.
Oh boy.
He killed his wife. That's mine.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I'm going a little different than you. Mine's a supernatural thriller kind of situation.
Ooh, all right.
So she finds this letter. She assumes he's a widow. She goes and she doesn't like tell him who she is, like, but she's, just trying to like get into his life and kind of like they start to fall for each other. She falls for him, But the secret is like he's playing it off like he was a widow, but really he took her out in the boat one day and like dumped her overboard for whatever reason and like drowned her. But then like another bottle washes up on the shore one day while she's out doing her thing, and it's a handwritten letter from Catherine. So like the ghost of Catherine is sending her messages like he killed me, like from beyond the grave, and so she starts to be like, oh my god, like this guy's a murderer, and then like kind of like goes from there.
I love this.
Yeah, so that's mine.
I feel like we had two good ones.
I think we did too. Yeah. Let's Nick Cage it.
Oh, I want it to be when he drops all those paintings off on the porch.
Yeah.
That she starts crying and she finally has the paintings and she picks them up. They're all of Nick Cage. They're all still shots from his movies. So, you got him with the long hair and the dirty wife beater holding a bunny, but it's this beautiful oil painting.
Yeah.
Like it's just all Nick Cage and they're just so happy and they're like hanging them up in the living room and they're like, they're so beautiful. Like she was such an artist.
I love that.
Oh yeah.
All right.
And then when it shows him packing up her shit and like, when he's finally getting over it, it's all just VHSs.
Yeah.
Like Con Air and fucking Leaving Las Vegas.
She was just the biggest Nicolas Cage fan.
I love it.
Okay. So there's a scene when he flies into Chicago and his taxi pulls up and he comes to the door and the son's like, hey, he's here, I think. She goes over and she turns off the TV. Did you clock what they were watching?
Oh shit, what was it? What was it?
Perfect Strangers.
That's right.
There was a scene with Cousin Larry and Balky, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bronson Pinchot, Balky.
Absolutely.
I'm going to connect him to him. Bronson Pinchot is in the movie True Romance.
Yes.
Which also stars Christopher Walken, who was in Pulp Fiction. He smuggled a watch in his ass for a very long time.
One of the best monologues ever.
Also in Pulp Fiction, John Travolta.
Yeah, there you go.
Face Off, Nicolas Cage.
Those two are forever entwined.
It is. Let's rate it.
I'm actually going to bump mine up a little bit. I'm going to go 2.5.
Oh, wow.
I was coming in at like a 1 or 1.5 on this because I was bored to death watching it. But just talking about it now, it's a good talk about movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's some weird shit in this movie. There's some great carpentry scenes. That always gets a little bump from me.
There's a lot of good woodworking.
It loses points for not having Diane Lane. It loses points because I'm coming down off of a high from Barbie last week.
Okay.
But, I'm adding a little to it because you know what? We deserved this movie this week. We needed to get back into the bread and butter. These weird-ass, semi-good romance movies from the 90s and early 2000s.
Oh, all right. I kind of like this movie.
No shit.
Yeah. As far as like the 3 Nicholas Sparks movies we've done, it's by far the best. I'm going to come in. Oh, God. I feel like 3.5's too high. But it was better than average. I'm going to, fuck it, 3.5.
Shit.
I didn't hate this movie. I really like Robin Wright in this. I like both of them. I really thought Kevin Costner gave a good performance.
He did. You know what? I will say that was one thing I liked. I assumed from watching the trailer that this guy was going to, he wrote these super eloquent, beautiful things. And then she was going to find him and he was just going to be this like aloof asshole.
Yeah.
When he's talking, you get the feeling like, all right, this is the guy that wrote this stuff. Like he's eloquent. He's good. He's also a flirt. He's not just this stoic prick.
Yeah. I genuinely like those two. I thought the connection seemed real. The chemistry was good. I like the story. Paul Newman was fantastic in the scenes he was in. And I didn't want him to fucking die. Like, Knights and Rodanthe, I was like, that's fucking cheap. We're just going to kill off Richard Gere, but I didn't care.
Yeah.
I was like, who gives a shit? This movie, I was like, as he was on the boat, I was like, come on, man. Like, come on. Don't go in the water. Don't go under the water. Why don't you have a life jacket on? Like, I was genuinely concerned about Kevin Costner. And I don't know. I didn't hate, and like I said, for 2 hours and 11 minutes, it went at a good pace. Like, I didn't feel like I was like slogging through it. I just kind of liked it. Like, I thought it was a good story. I just wish they wouldn't have killed him. Fuck Nicholas Sparks. Like, why do you got to kill this guy off?
I mean,
like, it doesn't have, you don't have to go for all this dramatic fucking bullshit just to fucking edgelord Nicholas Sparks. Like, you know what would be fucking get people going if I kill off this guy that they've all came to like and she's fallen in love with.
I mean, so you have Catherine, you have the unborn baby, you have the mystery wife in the ocean,
Yeah.
and you have Kevin Costner. This movie has a bigger body count than Fight Club.
Wow.
Unnecessary, correct? Another edgelord movie. I love that movie, but it's an edgelord movie.
Yeah.
Like, unfucking necessary to kill this many people in a movie.
You're right.
Just let people love each other for once.
Yeah. God damn it. But yeah, 3.5. I liked it.
All right.
Like I said, it was not like the best movie I've ever seen, but it was better than average. And I don't know, I kind of dug it. So.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
All right, CJ, what are we up to on the list number-wise?
We were at 172. We're going to go at 173 because I'm adding a movie that I didn't.
Is it a Nicholas Sparks movie?
Fuck no. I'm going to add The Bodyguard on here.
Famously adapted from the Nicholas Sparks novel, The Bodyguard.
No, I want a little bit more Kevin Costner on here.
This was actually the first Nicholas Sparks novel to be adapted into a movie, by the way.
Oh, really? So was this before The Notebook?
No, yeah. This was 99. Notebook was like 2000s,
And Knights and Rodanthe was
probably
after
early
The Notebook,
2000s.
so yeah.
So.
Wow. 173, buddy.
All right. Let me hit the old button here. 64.
64.
Nice middle of the road. Not too late, not too early. Could be good, could be bad.
Could be something I never heard of.
Lay it on me.
The Map of Tiny Perfect Things.
What the?
If you would have did 65, we would have had Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, which I've never seen, but I've heard good things.
We must have... What is this? Oh, I think I added this because it has the girl from Lisa Frankenstein in it.
Okay.
Yeah, Catherine Newton. And this is interesting.
So get a little contemporary movie.
I definitely added this. I don't remember why or where I saw this, but it is The Map of Tiny Perfect Things is a 2021 American science fiction romantic comedy. It stars Catherine Newton and Kyle Allen as two teenagers stuck in a time loop.
I'm in.
Yeah, I think that sounds fun. This could be like a sleeper hit. It's got a 78% Rotten Tomatoes, so it can't be the worst thing in the world.
Which brings me to
And it's free to stream on Prime, which I love.
There we go.
I'm gonna pay. I had to pay for this fucking shit on Nicholas Sparks. He's still getting my money.
Yeah, I mean he has made some money off of me.
Yeah,
and I don't like that.
I don't either. All right, well,
I'm kind of excited as this got a little bit of a Groundhog's Day feel, which to me, romance movie. So
Groundhog's Day in a way.
Yeah, I don't know if it could make the list, but this might be a good substitute, maybe.
Okay. All right. Well,
it won't be.
No. As I say, always, until next week when we just review The Map of Tiny Perfect Things, please like us, subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts at. Refer us to your friends. Tell your mom and dad about us. Put a note in a bottle and send it out to your dead wife and let her know we're still doing this thing over a year later, if she's interested. And you can email us at you've.gotmails@yahoo.com, or you can find us on Facebook, where we have a Facebook page, You've Got Mails, and you can send us a message on there. And I think that's it. CJ's still cranking out those memes. They get better and better every week.
I'm getting later and later with them too, man.
That's all right.
Not to say that I'm slacking. It's just sometimes it's hard to write those things. Literally 2 sentences.
All good things come to those who wait. But yeah, until next time, everyone, please stay romantic. Don't be shitty to each other.
All right. I get the little spoon first this time.
All right.